China is a country with thousands of years of history, and when you travel across it, you will see landscapes, landmarks that feel both powerful and magical. Some places show the greatness of nature, while others remind us of their incredible achievements. While others remind us of the incredible achievements of ancient civilizations. Today, I want to share 10 of the most beautiful and iconic wonders of China, places that truly represent the spirit and soul of this vast country. The first, the Great Wall of China. When people think of China, the first image is often the Great Wall. It stretches over 21,000 kilometers, moving through deserts, mountains, and valleys like a giant stone dragon. Standing on top of the wall gives you a strong feeling of history. You can imagine soldiers guarding the border, watching the land from high towers. Every brick holds thousands of years of stories. Today, sections like battling and Mutenzu are the most popular, and walking there lets you truly understand the scar and determination behind this world wonder. Every brick holds thousands of years of story. Today, sections like battling and Mutianzu are the most popular, and walking there lets you truly understand the scar and determination behind this world wonder. The Forbidden City, right in the heart of Beijing, lies the Forbidden City, the largest ancient palace complex in the world. For more than 500 years, it was home to 24 emperors. Right in the heart of Beijing lies the Forbidden City, the largest ancient palace complex in the world. For more than 500 years, it was home to 24 emperors, with golden roofs, red walls, and a perfectly symmetrical layout. With golden roofs, red walls, and a perfectly symmetrical with golden roofs, red walls, and a perfectly symmetrical layout. The Forbidden City shows the beauty and power of emperor. The Forbidden City shows the beauty and power of Imperial City. With golden roofs, red walls, and a perfectly symmetrical layout, the Forbidden City shows the beauty and power of Imperial China. Long ago, common people were not allowed to enter, which is why it was called forbidden. When you walk through the grand halls, you can almost feel the presence of the emperors, the officers, and all the stories that happened inside this world. The third is Jiuzhaigou Valley. Jiuzhaigou Valley is the third is Jiuzhaigou Valley. Jiuzhaigou Valley, Sichuan. Jiuzhaigou Valley in Sichuan is like a paradise of water and mountains. It is famous for its colorful lakes, shades of blue, green, and even yellow, depending on the light. The water is so clear that you can see fallen trees lying untouched at the bottom, surrounded by forests and snow-covered peaks. The entire valley looks like a painting. In autumn, when the leaves turn red and gold, the reflection on the lakes becomes even more stunning. Jujago is one of those places where nature feels calm, pure, and magical. Zhangjiajie National Forest Park. Zhangjiajie National Park is in Hunan. Zhangjiajie National Forest Park. Zhangjiajie in Hunan is known for its tall sandstone pillars that rise straight into the sky. These strange, beautiful rock formations inspired the floating mountains in the movie Avatar. When clouds move between the pillars, everything looks surreal, almost like the world from another planet. You can take the cable car or a famous byline avatar. You can take the cable car or a famous byline elevator. You can take the cable car or the famous byline elevator to go up their mountains. There is even a glass walkway on Tianmen Mountain. Where you can look straight down to transparent glass. It's exciting, a little scary, but unforgettable. Guilin has long been prized as having the finest scenery under heaven. Guilin's the fifth is Guilin landscape. Guilin has long been prized as having the finest scenery under heaven. Its soft, rounded limestone hills and peaceful river create a landscape that feels poetic and gentle. A boat trip from Guilin to Jiangsu. Shows you famous spots like Elephant Trunk Hill and Nine Horses Fresco Hill. The mountains reflect beautifully on the calm water, creating views that look like classic Chinese brush paintings. Guilin represents harmony between nature, water, mountains, and human life. The sixth is Westlake. Hangzhou. Westlake Hangzhou. Westlake in Hangzhou is one of China's the most romantic places. It's an artificial lake, but its beauty comes from the perfect blend of water, mountains, pavilions, gardens, and bridges. Walking along the Sioux Causeway or by Causeway feels peaceful and poetic. There are also famous 10 cents of wet lakes. 10 cents of west lake, such as 3 pools mirroring the moon, which reflect the artistic spirit, of ancient poets. Westlake has calm, soft beauty that brings a sense of peace to anyone who visits. Westlake has a calm, soft beauty that brings a sense of peace to anyone who visits. Westlake has a calm, soft beauty that brings a sense of peace to anyone who visits. The seventh is Fenghuang Ancient Town. Fenghuang Ancient Town in Hunan looks like a traditional ink wash painting come to life with more than 1,300 years of history. The seventh is Fenghuang Ancient Town. Fenghuang Ancient Town in Hunan looks like a traditional ink wash painting come to life with more than 1,300 years of history. The town still has its old steel. The town still has its old steel houses, stone streets, and ancient bridges. The houses stand along the Tuojiang River, creating a beautiful riverside feel. During the day, Fenghuang feels nostalgic. And quiet, but at night, when the lights reflect on the water, the town becomes magical. Walking through its narrow alleys makes you feel like you've stepped back into ancient China. Walking through its narrow alleys makes you feel like you've stepped back into ancient China. Walking through its narrow alleys makes you feel like you step back into ancient China. Next is Mount Wangshan Yellow Mountain. Mount Wangshan is famous for its strange rock peaks, twisted pine trees, hot springs, and seas of clouds. Many traditional Chinese paintings were inspired by this mountain. In the early morning, clouds often cover the valleys, leaving only the mountain peaks visible like islands floating in the sky. The famous Wangshan pine trees grow in unbelievable places, clinging to cliffs and bending into beautiful shapes. Visiting Wangshan gives you a powerful feeling of nature's strength and creativity. The ninth, Terracotta Army and Mausoleum of The ninth, Terracotta Army and Mausoleum of Jinsuwan. Mausoleum of Jinsuwan. In Xi'an, the Terracotta Army is one of the greatest. The nine is Terracotta Army and Mausoleum of Jinsuwan. In Xi'an, the Terracotta Army is one of the greatest archaeological. In Xi'an, the Terracotta Army is one of the greatest archaeological diversities in Xi'an. The Terracotta Army is one of the greatest archaeological discoveries in history. In Xi'an, the Terracotta Army is one of the greatest archaeological discoveries in history. More than 8,000 livestock, soldiers, horses, and chariots were buried underground to protect the first emperor of China, Qin Shi Huang, in the afterlife. Each soldier has a different expression and hairstyle, showing incredible craftsmanship. When you stand in front of the massive pits filled with terracotta warriors, it feels like looking at an ancient army frozen in time. It is a strong reminder of China's long and powerful history. Crescent Lake, the final is Crescent Lake, the desert
Oasis.
The final. The final is Crescent Lake, the desert oasis. Oasis. The final is our Crescent Lake, the desert oasis. The final Crescent Lake, the desert oasis. Crescent Lake and the final is Crescent Lake, the desert oasis. Crescent Lake in Gansu is a small but stunning oasis shaped like a crescent moon surrounded by endless golden sand dunes. Even though it exists in the middle of the desert. The lake has survived for thousands of years. A traditional pagoda stands beside it. Even though it sits in the middle of the desert. Final Crescent Lake, the desert oasis. Crescent Lake in Gansu is a small but stunning oasis shaped like a crescent moon surrounded by endless golden sand dunes. Even though it sits in the middle of the desert, the lake has survived for thousands of years. A traditional pagoda stands beside it, creating a beautiful contrast between water, sand, and ancient architecture. Crescent Lake was once an important stop along the Silk Road. Today, visitors can ride camels, climb huge sand dunes, and watch one of the most beautiful sunsets in China. These 10 wonders show us how diverse and impressive China really is, from massive ancient structures like the Great Wall and the Forbidden City to the magical national landscapes of Zhejiang. These 10 wonders show us how diverse and impressive China really is, from massive ancient structures like the Great Wall and the Forbidden City to the magical national landscapes of Qinchaikou, Zhangjiajie, and Wangshan. Every place tells a different story. Exploring China is not just visiting sightseeing spots, it is understanding history, feeling culture, and seeing some of the most beautiful places in the world.